I did my undergraduate degree in linguistics at the University of Saskatchewan. And I also minored in psychology. I did do an honors thesis as well, which I think was really beneficial to start out in research, to kind of get an idea of the process, especially because we have to participate in a research project as part of our program. So that was really beneficial, I think. But my honors thesis was studying Saskatchewan vowel production. So it's something super relevant, or maybe not relevant, but it was something in the realm of language and language production, speech, that kind of thing. So it was really, really cool. But I'm originally from Calgary, Alberta, and I moved out to Saskatoon for my undergrad, and now I'm back in Calgary. I am on the Getting Ready to Read research program with Dr. Chapman, and we're actually looking at early literacy. So we're looking at prosodic awareness, so the awareness of rhythm, intonation, stress, that sort of thing, and how that correlates with other emergent literacy skills. So things like phonological awareness, vocabulary. We're teaming up with the other CSD 900 project, and we're executing all of these data collection sessions. So I've actually already done a session, actually two, and they've been super duper cool. It's just working with little kiddos just before they enter school, so they're lots of fun. I knew I always wanted to do healthcare, like always. I've never ever thought of doing anything else. And I originally went out to Saskatchewan with the intent on applying to pharmacy. I had worked as a pharmacy assistant before, and I liked it. And then I actually took a linguistics course as an elective, and I loved it. Didn't like it, I loved it. So I just kind of looked into different job opportunities, and one of those was a speech language pathologist. And actually, two of my cousins growing up saw a speech language pathologist for one for a genetic condition, and then the other had childhood apraxia of speech. And so it's kind of like, oh, well, they like improved so much, and that would be so cool to do the same thing. So that was also something I kept in mind. But yeah, mainly healthcare. I've always wanted to go into a helping profession. So, oh, well, I started screaming to my roommates. It's like, guys, I got an email. And so they read it with me, and it was an acceptance. And so I was like super duper excited. I called my mom, I called my dad, called my grandparents. I was super excited, especially this is my first year applying, so I didn't expect to get in, but I was finishing up my degree, and I thought, well, I better apply, and if I don't get in, that's fine. So I think more so surprised than anything. Honestly, I know that for U of A, anatomy isn't required, but I found it so helpful to have taken anatomy. I took anatomy in my undergrad because I was going to apply to Western, and they require it. So that's why I took it. And I fell back on so much of the stuff that I had learned in anatomy in my undergrad during 502. I think it would have been a lot more stressful if I hadn't had that foundation. So definitely taking other classes that might be relevant to stuff in grad school. So anatomy, if you can take anything like acoustics, that would be probably really beneficial. A really good stats course. I didn't take the best stats course and I really struggled in stats. So taking the statistics that's geared towards the life sciences or psychology, I think would probably be like incredible. But I didn't have that foundation, and I really wish I had. I think all of the courses are challenging, and you just kind of, one thing that I kept reminding myself is it's not undergrad. It's very specific. They have these requirements to get in for a reason, but I'm in, so I know that I'm going to be able to do it. So I had to remind myself of that quite often. The amount of effort that everyone has put into meeting each other and interacting online is so nice. I thought I was not going to make any friends. I thought I was just going to sit in my basement all alone. And I've ended up making lots of friends, and I've met up with a couple people in Calgary, and it's awesome. And I'd love to meet all the people in Edmonton. I was definitely one of those people who conditioned myself to study in libraries and coffee shops and didn't do well at home. Now I do because I'm forced to, but it was definitely an adjustment at first. I also have a huge family and they're all home because of COVID. So there's a lot of distractions around, but I'm lucky that my parents let me set up a space that was just dedicated to my schoolwork. So it was, that's amazing. Like definitely setting up a space and just getting in there and focusing is what everyone needs to do, right? But yeah, definitely challenging. I think just in other aspects in life as well, COVID is challenging. So it's kind of a hard time to be in grad school. I'm not gonna lie.